What's up? Welcome back to the At the Buzzer podcast. I'm DC and I'm here with
G Money.
Colin.
No Dusky today. He's down at Gamebridge working the Pacers game and doing his thing. But, today March is over, but the madness continues. We got the Final Four coming up this weekend. But before we get into the Final Four, let's talk about last weekend. Sweet 16, Elite 8. Let's start in the Auburn region. How do we think Auburn looked against Michigan State?
I think pretty solid. But to me, I don't want to say it's evident. That's too strong of a word. But it's kind of apparent that I think they're not the least talented team, but I have the least amount of faith in them. Okay. I think Broome is really, really solid on the block. But I just think other teams have a bit more juice offensively, and I think SEC, they're really well coached. They're a physical team. They carry all those main SEC traits. But you look at a team like Florida, you got Clayton, you got Elijah Martin, two guys that can both get to it, give you 30 on really any given night. They're both that good.
Yeah.
Duke, Proctor can go off, Knuppel can go off, Flagg can go off. So I'm not as sure when it comes to Auburn, but I still think they looked pretty solid overall.
Yeah, I think they looked pretty good as well. I mean, I had Michigan State in the Final Four, but it was Auburn's game from the tip, honestly.
Yeah.
But yeah, like you said, out of the four, they might be the least glaring to me. You feel me?
Yeah.
At the start of the tournament, I thought that might be Houston, but I don't think so anymore. We can get to Houston. Let's go over to the Duke region.
What y'all?
G Money team is
now
officially eliminated.
Now we Duke fans. Ain't that something?
Man, I gave receipts. I've been a Duke fan for 5+ years, bro. My resume don't hold nothing, I guess.
Coach K got Zion, RJ, and Cam, and C Money became a Duke fan. But anyways, Duke looks so dominant. But I want to pose a question to y'all. Do y'all think it was more of Duke's dominance or Alabama lived by the three, died by the three, and this time they died by it?
They died by it. And they guard ball is just too small, bro. Mark Sears, I love Mark Sears, but it's I don't know, bro. It's too small. Him and Aiden Holloway, they
yeah.
We need more help defensively on that guard. But
no, agreed. Guards being too small. I'm blanking on his name, but the backup guard that came in, that's kind of when I felt like they looked the most competitive.
Talking about
Phylon?
Yeah.
Freshman? Yeah.
He liked it.
He tough. He had me scared a little bit. He was hooping. So, and I'm a big fan of Aiden Holloway and Mark Sears. Early in the season, I was texting you because I wasn't really familiar with Bama, but I was like, this Holloway dude, he got a strap on him. So, I like both of them, but
Turncoat.
Okay, bro. All right. But just defensively, I didn't think they had it, and Duke just having so much more size. And Coop didn't even really hoop like that. He didn't have a great game.
Grant Nelson was kind of strapping.
He was.
I ain't gonna lie.
He definitely was. And so, Knuppel wasn't excellent, but he was better than he's been. He had a decent night. Sion James, I think, was really impactful. Really, everyone played great, especially Malawach. Malawach was phenomenal. Switching on the guards, strapping up 6'1" and 6'2" point guards at 7'2". Applause.
Yeah. His draft stock was already high, but, hey, after that game, he might go top 5 now.
No, for real.
But, yeah, I think it was – I've been saying it all season long. Alabama, when they're hitting their threes, they're amazing. We saw that against BYU. What, they had 25 of them, tournament record. Against Duke, they made 8. That's pretty bad. That's a pretty big drop-off. I think, Mark Sears was 2 for 12 from the field, 1 for 5 from deep. He just couldn't get it going.
I told y'all, Proctor be strapping. He gonna sit, man.
Yeah, Proctor do play defense.
He gonna like
Cool
it.
though, bro. We getting Riley Griffin back, bro. It's all right. Don't worry about it. We gonna have something for that. We gonna have something for that ass next year.
Let's talk about Florida and Texas Tech.
Oh my gosh.
I'm ashamed to admit
Oh
I wasn't
my
up for
gosh.
this game.
Oh my.
I only got
gosh.
to watch like the last 5 minutes, but it looked like Tech was gonna win on my rewatch.
Yes.
It looked like they were about
It
to win.
really
Weren't they up
did.
like 10?
Yes, with like
Yes.
3-4 minutes left.
Yes.
Walter Clayton was a hero, of course. We'll talk about him, but can we talk about Houck though?
He was amazing.
If he doesn't make that 3, they probably aren't
He
in
was
Final Four
close.
right now.
He was clutch.
Yeah.
Is that the one that's in foul trouble too?
Yeah.
Yeah. Nah, he came in clutch. Like
Yeah.
being foul trouble, yeah.
But rightfully so, Walter Clayton is a hero from the game. He was on some Steph Curry stuff, bro.
I saw some on Twitter. He said Walter Clayton be hooping so hard you would forget his name, Walter.
Oh God.
He's so tough, bro. Like his clip is oh my
Yeah.
gosh.
He is playing up draft boards right now.
Man.
I was checking. I think it was right after that game I went and checked. Prior to the tournament, a lot of people had him like very late second round.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like 43rd and below type pick. But oh
He's
no,
coming for that most outstanding player.
Man.
the one where he gets to the paint, he cuts, big man stops him, he dribbles out, turns around and hops into a 3.
Yeah. Cash.
Like that was some Curry like
And one
type-
not to take the lead?
Yes,
Yes.
bro.
And that's what I'm saying. I know what the draft report is. Like, he may not have the burst or whatever athleticism.
Somebody can use him.
He can hoop. He should be on somebody's team.
Yeah, somebody can use him
Yeah,
for sure.
I'm not trying to hear that.
He's so tough, bro. Like they all around defense is just or they all around team is just man.
Yeah.
Them and Duke, I can't lie, like they
Yeah.
them teams very dominant.
You know what's crazy? Walter Clayton was a 4-star dual threat QB coming out of high school. 0-star basketball player. But he chose to hoop. He had D1 offers from Iona, Florida Gulf Coast, and I think somewhere else. And he went to Iona. Granted, it was Rick Pitino.
Mhm.
So I might have went there too.
Exactly. Yeah, I get that.
But 4-star dual threat QB with SEC offers though. Yeah.
What schools?
Florida, I'm blanking on most of them, but he's from Florida, so you know the Gators wanted him. And other he had a list of P5 D1 schools to play QB at.
Bro,
You talking about Walter or
Yeah.
the other dude?
Nah, Walter.
imagine Florida recruiting you to play football and you go win them a basketball national championship.
He tough. Like he
That's
they got
crazy.
to put his jersey in the Raptors.
You got to. You got to.
He had offers from Florida, Florida State, and Georgia. And he chose to go basketball as a 0-star prospect. If that's not betting on yourself, I don't know what is, honestly. But, I mean, look at him now.
I love that confidence.
He's
He about to
leading
put light
Florida.
skins back on the map. That's crazy.
But Houston put straight belt on Tennessee. Like, the Duke-Bama game was close for 10, 12, 15 minutes. Houston-Tennessee was over from the
That
start.
was bad. That was bad.
Yeah. They spanked them.
Zakai Ziegler.
Yeah, he entering the workforce. That's the thing, bro. I'm so happy about this tournament, bro. So many people are getting retired
Yep.
and having to download LinkedIn and Indeed, like Mark Sears, like Grant Nelson, Hopefully Janai Broom on Friday.
Chill out, Grant.
R.J. Davis, Caleb Love, Hunter Dickinson,
What's his name from Auburn
Mason,
too?
Janai Broom.
No, the other one. The one who elbowed dude.
Chad Baker Mazar.
Yes, bro. Get
He's
him
25,
out.
bro.
Oh my gosh.
They
bro, I'm
whole
so tired.
lineup is between 22 and 25.
Yes, bro.
Yeah, I think the average starter is 23. But you know who's older though? Houston. They team average is 26 years old.
That's it.
I swear I've been seeing the same big man for 7
Hold
years
on,
now.
bro.
Like,
Yeah, Jawan Roberts been there forever. And LJ Cryer, they scorer. He was on the Baylor national championship team.
that don't make no sense.
That was
And-
during COVID.
That was when I was a senior in high school. I'm about to graduate college, bro.
Like, that's so nuts, bro. It's like, bro, you've been at these schools for this many years and you ain't won nothing. What was the point?
You can't say that about LJ though. He got a ring. They say, if Houston wins the national tournament, he's gonna be the first player ever to win a national tournament at 2 different schools. That's something that I think that's about to happen a lot more often with the the transfer portal,
absolutely,
the extra years and everything.
Wow, that's nuts.
Yeah,
that is nuts.
2021 national champion, and he's still playing in the tournament.
Did he get clocked at Baylor?
He started. They had a 3-guard rotation, right? Like all 3 of them guards were hooping. I think it was Teague.
Was it Mitchell? Was that when he was there?
Mitchell.
Was it Butler?
Butler, yes.
But
and
I thought Butler was gonna be a dog, man.
Man,
that yeah.
I think he was the tournament most outstanding player too. Mm-hmm. They killed everybody that year. That Baylor team was nice.
They were.
They won me some money
crazy.
Too. That's my favorite part.
But, like your average age being 26.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
You don't feel no type of shame?
Beating up on these kids, bro.
And it's like you still getting dunked on by Cooper, 18-year-old, 19.
Hey, but Coop different though.
He really is.
I think
he different.
He has to win the Natty for this, but I think if they win the Natty, he's gonna be tied with Melo for the best one and done player ever.
I think so.
Because Melo got Syracuse the Natty his freshman year. But if Cooper Flagg does it, he might be right there with him.
Yeah.
Because Coop nice, bro. But let's talk about these matchups. Auburn and Florida. Another SEC brawl. Let me pull up. Because I don't remember how they did the season series.
I want to say Florida beat them in Auburn by like 9 or something around that.
Yeah, I remember that one. Was that the only game they played?
I think so. I'm not totally for sure, but I think it is.
ESPN matchup predictor got Auburn over Florida, 57.9%.
What?
Ooh, that's 57.9.
That's terrible.
Ooh. That's crazy.
But these were the top 2 teams in SEC record-wise, and I think team-wise, skill-wise.
All right, relax.
It's true. They're both very complete up and down the roster. They both shoot the ball well, play very well defense. Golden and Bruce Pearl are both great coaches. I could see this one going either way, but I also see Florida winning by 11.
What was the season series again? Was it 1-1?
I think it was just Florida.
1-0.
Yeah, Florida just 1-1.
Okay.
I got Florida. Give me the Gators.
Yeah, I just seen too much evidence at this point.
Walter Clayton, if you listen to this, please send him home.
Yeah.
They won at Auburn by 9 in February.
Yeah, I'm going Florida.
Please, Lord.
No revenge?
Nah, not versus this team. Them boys different, man.
Yeah. Shout out Tech, though, man. They really almost did it. Same with UConn.
Mm-hmm.
But I think out of these 2 matchups, I like Duke and Houston the most because that's the best offensive team against the best defensive team. So we're going to see who really better.
And they both pretty deep. Duke?
Yeah. And John Shire and Kelvin Sampson are 2 really good coaches. We saw Kelvin Sampson draw up that play against Purdue.
No, that was tough.
He's his bad.
And that's just like film because Purdue's been doing that all season, but especially like that's in-game adjustments because they were doing that all game. Braden Smith takes away that first option. So Sampson has Cryer flare out to the corner, and he draws Braden Smith off of the inbounder. And a great play by the big man. I'm forgetting his name, but great play by him. Great recognition to just give it back and not be on some hero ball stuff.
You got to be elite as a coach to catch that and have the confidence to call that in a moment.
Right.
Because you can't necessarily guarantee what coverage they're going to come out of.
Mm-hmm.
And to call that, Kelvin.
Yeah. And Purdue was feeling pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
Camden Heide had just hit that 3 to tie it up.
Yeah.
And it's in Indianapolis. I don't know if you want to go into overtime there.
No,
because that's a hard game to win.
Mm-hmm.
Houston probably, don't get me wrong, they probably still could have put it out, but it would have been a lot harder. So, great play call, great execution. and now they're in the Final Four. But who we got in that game?
Duke.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Duke.
That one made me a little nervous, man. I don't know, because I don't think Duke really has. I said Knuppel, but outside of Knuppel, I don't think Sion James is like elite in the pick and roll, and same for Proctor. I think they're both decent, but Houston, they gonna get after you. They gonna put 2 on the ball, and you got to consistently make good decisions. So that makes me nervous, because if Duke gets to turning the ball over, and they can shoot too. Houston got a bunch of guys that can shoot, so that game could realistically get out of hand fast.
Yeah.
So I'm a lean Duke slightly, but I wouldn't be surprised at all if Houston did it. And you're gonna need a much better game from Flagg.
And also need Knuppel to actually like you said, he played well against Bama, but you're gonna need him to really.
You gotta be a star.
Yeah.
You gotta be what you were, brought over here to be.
Right.
And I think they're gonna have to knock down shots as well, because if Houston gets comfortable packing the paint against Coop, like, there goes the offense. You gotta knock down threes. You gotta give them some space. So that's gonna be a dogfight.
Yeah. Do you think age plays a factor? Because Duke is definitely the youngest out of these 4, of course. Like, probably by far.
Yeah, I think it definitely does. Over the weekend, you saw, I think Flagg got a little rattled in the Bama game. There was, I think, 12 minutes left, second half. They run this baseline out of bounds. He falls, gets the ball back, shoots a wedgie, and you could just tell, the expression on his face. This is new, new environment, new experience, and you playing against really athletic teams that have film on you the entire year, been studying, and guys that have been in these spots before it, but you haven't. So I think it's definitely going to factor in. That's why we're going to need them vets to step up, man.
Yeah.
We're going to need a full performance.
And I think Malawach, like you said, he's been playing very well, very good defense, but he's going to really have to step up against Jawan Roberts, who is a senior citizen, but he's been certified down there on the post hooping against good big man defenders. So
was he 26?
I would be surprised if he was younger than 25.
8 years older than Malawach, bro.
Hey, but Malawach had to guard LeBron in the Olympics.
Good point.
So
good point.
I don't think he's gonna get rattled.
Exactly.
It's just he gotta play defense.
You got it.
At the end
gotta
of the
play
day.
ball.
Gotta play ball. Gotta play ball.
Gotta play ball.
Before we talk about natty predictions, I accidentally skipped over what might have been the best game over the past weekend. Texas Tech and Arkansas. I thought Arkansas had that one.
Oh, that was a game.
I thought Arkansas had it because they were up 10
Yeah.
with like 2 minutes to go.
So
Texas Tech, they started hooping, bro. That was the only overtime game of the entire tournament, too.
I feel like DJ Wagner kind of let them off the hook a little bit.
Yeah.
That was kind of a bogus shot.
Hero ball.
Yeah, he didn't need to
bro, I
take
would have
that.
punched him so hard when we got in the locker room.
I bet they did. That's hero ball, bro. Pass the ball.
Hey, tweet.
Right.
Come on. He dribbled all the way up the court, dribbled the air up the ball, tween, step back, air ball. What are you doing,
Come
bro?
on, man.
Come on. He wanted his one shining moment. I get it. But now you're going home.
Boy, that would have had me out.
Now you're going all the way back to Arkansas.
Exactly.
So it's your fault. But Duke versus Florida. Instant classic, by the way. That might be a game that we talk about years down the road. But I'm going to get mine out the way. I'm going Gators. Chomp. Getting their first ring since they went back-to-back in 08.
The logic tells me Florida. But I'm going to stick with my heart, man. Go Duke, go. I believe in the boys. I think that matchup, it is going to be important, because then you can get to isolating people a bit more, because Clayton going to have to guard, whatever position, whatever matchup they choose to throw him on, like, he's going to have to defend all night long. And
Zion James though. I think that's
He can get to the rim though.
He can.
And,
but
and
it's
he's
better
strong.
than guarding Proctor.
It is, and that's
of course
the thing.
Coop, but they wouldn't even match him up with Coop. Probably be Hauck on Coop.
I think so.
And then Elijah on Proctor. I think those are good matchups.
They are, and then having Malawach, and then I just think some of the depth that hopefully like they need Malik Brown to be healthy. Need him to be healthy. So I'm gonna lean Duke ever so slightly.
F these blue bloods, we going with the new bloods.
Man, I don't even. Nah, Florida is new blood. You're right, because they got 2 of them in this century. It's more than we got. Let's go over to the women's tournament. It was a pretty good second weekend, I would say.
I think so.
Unfortunately, my champ and my runner-up both lost, Notre Dame and USC. I wholeheartedly think that if Juju didn't tear ACL, they'd be playing this weekend.
Absolutely.
But shout out Paige, bro. 40 ball, then a 30 ball.
She tough.
She want that ring.
She tough.
She want that ring badly. And, I mean, Haley Van Lith hooped. Madison Booker hooped. Like, the stars came out to play.
Man, like, I ain't going to sit here and lie to y'all. I ain't watched a whole lot of women's hoops this year. Madison Booker is tough. Like, she's got a pro-ready game today.
Oh, yeah.
I was so impressed. And
it's like watching KD, bro.
It's literally like watching KD. Like you hear people say get to her spots, like that's what she does.
Yeah. It
was so impressive. And then they strapped Van Lith. That was bad.
Yeah.
That was bad.
I think that was also good coaching.
Mm-hmm.
Which we kind of talked about it on Twitter, me, you, and Zuver, but in March, yes, the big-time players are going to make the big-time plays, but a lot of times it does come down to coaching.
It really does. Yeah. ND kind of went out a little sad.
Yeah, bro.
It was 3 of 19?
It was hard to watch. That was a date.
Yeah.
2 weeks ago.
I'm still a believer in her, but man, that's a rough way to go out in a tournament.
She got another year, though.
Yeah.
Hopefully she come harder next year. Hopefully. But, on the stars, bro, Anissa Morrow and LSU, I know they lost, but she hooped against UCLA and NC State.
Nose. Which one she broke? Didn't she break her nose or something?
I feel like I heard something about that.
I think she
But
broke
did
her
she?
nose.
She was hooping, though. I think she had 30 and 15.
Ooh.
Around that.
That's crazy.
And she was like one of 6 SEC women's ball players to do that, including injuries, including Asia Wilson. So she's in great company.
Yeah.
Excited to see her in the league next year. But let's talk about that South Carolina and Duke game. I thought Duke was going to pull off the upset.
I thought Duke had that.
But what is the shot that Duke took at the end, bro?
A contested step back 3 with 7 on the clock? Come on. There's so many better. First of all, I mean, this is just kind of a thing that irks me. Why does everyone go for 3 when the game is tied?
I don't get it.
Everybody trying to play hero ball too much.
Literally.
Get to the rim.
She getting smacked in the locker room.
Oh, yeah.
For sure.
And you had a center
Exactly.
switched on you, and
Yeah.
you chose a step back 3? Get to the rim, bro.
Give it to Toby Fournier. She was hooping
was
all
cooking.
game. All game. And she's a freshman. She was hooping.
She was multiple big buckets late as well.
Yeah.
So I did not like that shot selection. But and that's the thing though. SC really got bailed out. Like
Yeah.
they played well, but they got bailed out. That was a really bad shot with the game on the line.
Like, I'm wondering if she thought there was still shot clock, if she thought it said 1 instead of 7. I don't know. But that's a terrible shot. Like you said, she really had the ball the entire possession, too.
Yeah.
She dribbled it out, I think, passed it, got it right back, went off the screen, dribble, step back, air ball 3. Come on. That's not at all the play. It's not at all the shot. Oh, my goodness, Valentine. That's not the shot right there at that moment. Like, that's what went through my head. And it genuinely, like, immediately I texted you that.
Yeah.
Like, what is that shot?
Do you practice that shot?
Do you want that shot? No. So why are you shooting it? Let's get into these matchups, though. Let's start UCLA and UConn. Honestly, this one is, like the whole tournament has, but this one is coming down to the stars. Because Lauren Betts cooked LSU. She's been cooking all year, all tournament, but cooked LSU. But so has Paige. So, and Gino Auriemma, he's probably the women's GOAT. Maybe behind Pat Summitt, but honestly, I think he might be better.
He done been here before.
Who we think's coming out of that
UConn.
game, bro?
It's going to be
I got
UConn.
UConn.
Paige is on a mission, man. Like, this is a very special tournament run for her. Pretty sure first round she had like 34. Let's see. She had 24 in the first round.
They won by
11.
70 points in that game.
Yeah.
It's insanity.
And she had 34, 40, and 31 against decent teams. Like, that's ridiculous.
That's the thing, bro. If she feel like she need to, she gonna take that game in her hands. And she gonna do what she do. So, I
don't like when people say she was Caitlyn before Caitlyn because that's kind of taken away from, her skill, her status. But she was though. Like Paige was triple doubles, putting up 30 like nightly till she tore her ACL. Came back, started doing it again, and I mean she already declared for the draft. So excited to see her go number 1 this summer.
Yep.
But yeah, she's definitely trying to get that ring.
She going out the right way.
In the draft in a couple weeks.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it's crazy to turn around. And the season starts in July.
That's ridiculous, bro. But yeah, special run for her. And I don't think UCLA gonna have enough.
Yeah. SC in Texas. This one is going to be the matchup, though.
That's a dog fight.
It's 1-1, ain't it?
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. Actually, I think it's. Cause I think they met in the SEC championship too, but Texas lost to South Carolina the first time, beat them the second time, and lost in the championship by 20. So,
Wait, South Carolina lost in the championship by 20?
No, Texas lost in the championship by 20.
Ooh.
So they split the away games, and in the neutral site, South Carolina beat them by 20. I mean, split the home games. Either way.
Man.
So, who we think wins round 4?
I gotta see.
SC. Don Staley gonna get another one?
This is my original bracket, so yeah.
This was your Final Four?
Bro, I'm 99.6, brother.
You 99.6 on the women's? Okay.
Yeah, you hooped. I think I'm at 80.
I don't.
70 something, 60.
Man, last time I checked, I was in the 30s.
You had 57.
Damn. You see all my guesses kept going down.
Yeah, I'm gonna go SC. It's just hard to bet against Don Staley and company at this point, and
And it's like they game.
exactly.
You know what you gotta do to stop them. You did it twice.
Texas know it too, though. They have played them 3 times, beat them once. The first game wasn't a blowout, but they lost.
It was at Texas too, wasn't it?
No, it was at SC.
SC.
But like we said, the neutral site, the SEC championship, it was South Carolina all the way, though, like from the jump. So I am excited. I'm excited about both these matchups, don't get me wrong, but I'm excited to see if Texas is going to go out sad again for a championship or not. But I don't know. I'm going to go South Carolina, too.
Part of me really doesn't want to. Part of me wants to.
You feel me? Like, I
want to
go Texas, bro. I want to go Texas, but I'm going to go South Carolina.
Yeah.
Just 'cause I already said it. I ain't going to change it.
Oh, and these are tomorrow night, too. Not tomorrow night. Well, tomorrow when the pod drop, I'm guessing.
Friday.
Friday? Okay. Yeah. Content will be coming out about these games. We will.
For sure, bro.
We will be watching.
Y'all have to make sure y'all checking out At the Buzzer Official all weekend.
You got to. It's gonna be jumping, bro.
There's 6 great games happening.
Yeah.
Who we got in the natty though?
Con.
Yeah, I'm gonna go UConn. I think Paige is gonna go out with a ring.
Paige going with a bang.
Yeah.
See, now I don't feel like she finna let nothing get in her way of getting the ring.
And I think if they do lose, she'll be like Caitlin when they lost South Carolina, where she put up 30.
Yeah, she gonna go out. Yeah.
Yeah.
She gonna go out swinging.
I'm not gonna be different. I'm going with UConn too.
Yeah,
I believe in it.
I gotta go Connecticut. So we got Florida, Duke,
Yeah.
and Connecticut.
Yeah.
Okay. Come back to this pod on Monday.
Mm-hmm.
But that'll really do it for the episode. Before we get off, though, I got to give a shout-out to the Pacers. They clinched a playoff spot,
Yes, sir.
bypassing the play-in. And as of right now, they would play the Pistons. Should be a pretty
That's a good
series.
That's great basketball.
But I think the Pacers pulled that one out in 5 or 6. But we can get to the playoff talk. Play-in starts in a couple weeks.
15th.
So, yeah, make sure y'all stay tuned for that. But, yeah, appreciate you guys. Make sure y'all, like we said, keeping up with us on the socials. I'm back posting.
Yes,
so
sir. Yes,
make
sir.
sure y'all get at those. Colin's still going strong. 365 days of posting. What are you at?
90 plus now. So.
Jeez.
Jeez.
Hey, keep up with him. But, yeah, appreciate you guys.